Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Captain's Draft 3.0, presented by Dota Cinema and moonducktv. My name is Sunsfan, joined by Purge Gamers and Sir Action Slack. This is Game 2 of a lower bracket best of 3 series between Team Spirit and TRN.Rox. Game 1 went to TRN.Rox. What will happen next, Purge?
You're getting better at this, man. That was real smooth. That was real fucking smooth.
I'm amazing.
There's no Arc Warden, unfortunately, and there is no Ricky Maru. So,
but there is a Centaur. He's just as underplayed as Arc Warden in professional games, Purge.
And there's no Chen, there's no AA. All the heroes left over are sometimes picked, but not super often picked. I could definitely see a Pudge pick this game.
Oh, yeah. I would love to see that fat, juicy wench of a man. Slacks, how's it going, buddy? Are you even
Hey, I'm
here?
on the phone with my mom.
Okay,
What's
cool.
Up? Okay,
Thanks
bye.
for joining us. Thank you. Goddamn Slack.
Nothing new there.
Yeah. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Lifestealer infesting into creeps and just being really... Dude! Oh my god. Lifestealer Pudge combo with Ags. Ags on Nakes. I want to see it.
What, so you can dedicate an entire hero just to having Rot?
Yeah, Rot on top of an Ancient creep. That's pretty legit, actually.
I can't imagine this that amazing.
I did this yesterday, and it was amazingly awesome. We almost threw because of it, but it was fun. That's all that matters in Captain's Draft. You have fun.
You have to farm an Ags on Lifestealer first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would take
forever. So you go like... I mean, you can go... No, it's Radiance as well. So he went Radiance into Ags, okay? So you have Radiance and Rot on an Ancient creep for an indefinite amount of time. And if you're against a lineup that just can't kill Ancient creeps, which is somewhat common in pubs, it just wrecks the game. You win. You need to try it, Purge. You need to live a little, man.
It's doing like, 170 magic damage per second in Rot range, plus like 27% slow.
Right.
It's not terrible.
It's amazing. You literally dive their towers and their fountain, and well, not their fountain, but close to it. All right, we're gonna see Nightstalker first pick here for Spirit into a TRN.Rox, Darkseer, and Silencer. Oh my! Have not cast Silencer since he got that new Arcane Curse. Do people even level that up?
Yeah, they actually do level it up usually. I don't know about support Silencers, but if you're playing like a mid Silencer, they max it out. As time goes on, though, Silencer was picked a lot when it first came out, but I haven't seen it played much since then. So I'm kind of just starting to feel like people don't value it as highly. It's actually a very low damage nuke. It only does about 240 or something if you don't cast more. So it can be useful, but it's not amazing. If you're playing support, you might want to go for more Psyblades so that you can, or not Psyblades, Glaives of Wisdom. That way you can zone your offlaner a bit better. But, you know, could go a couple of times.
Okay.
I don't like Silencer a huge amount against Nightstalker, though, because Nightstalker can just kind of punish Silencer. Very squishy hero. Yeah, exactly.
Well, they followed up with an Alchemist, Witch Doctor, and now a Sven for TRN.Rox. I'm looking for TRN.Rox to pick up some team fight. Let's see what team fight's in here. Not much, actually. We got Enigma. I mean, it's okay. It's just not that much damage. They need damage, though. All right, there's nothing. I got nothing, bro.
Who has no damage?
I'm saying for team fight, TRN.Rox. It's just... I'm talking about like team fight wombo combos.
Oh,
I mean, you have the vacuum Stormhammer.
Really good.
It's pretty difficult to pull off, though. I feel it's not very consistent.
Really, the movement speed of the Stormhammer is pretty slow. You just cast on anybody, and you're like, "Go vacuum, dude," and then they jump in and vacuum, and you get a.
You have to Stormhammer first, though, right? And then vacuum after.
That works a little bit better, yeah. But it's a good combo. I mean, it's a combo that EG was doing like 2 or 3 years ago. There's a period of time where they would pick Sven Darkseer all the time. That was like Fear Carry. Demon was playing Darkseer, I believe. It was that era. Maybe MSS was on the team as well, perhaps, or maybe that was Beta's Bambo. Maybe that one.
The failed EG.
Yeah, it was a period of time where EG wasn't extremely successful. They were looking a little weak, and but that's okay. That was one of the good combos that they had that they maybe didn't discover, but really popularized. That they played a lot, and it made Sven look quite good. So Sven did get nerfed after that, I think. I like Sven decently against Alchemist, Witch Doctor. I'm not sure about Bristle. This is looking like an SNY game for Sven, but he's also going to need a BKB due to Witch Doctor Cask. Witch Doctor Cask is just one of the most annoying things if you're playing a melee hero. You just always have to deal with chasing after your opponents, so Sven will need a BKB this game.
I think this has got to be a support Silencer because there's not much support left in the pool. I mean, there's Omni Knight, and that's pretty much it. Keeper of the Light and Bristleback combo. Oh my god, I feel sorry for whoever's in that lane. Jeez Louise.
It could be Sven or Silencer mid. versus the Alchemist. I think
So
that
who
would
would
be
they,
pretty
would they
good.
have like a Nyx as support or something? All right. Well, they're going with Enigma jungle, so
I
this is a
really, I
pretty
really
greedy
like
lineup.
this. But
Pretty greedy.
Tornado-Roxes, they have the crazy wombo combo. They have vacuum black hole. If anyone's black holed and the black hole doesn't get interrupted, they just win the fight because Sven's gonna cleave everybody down while they're getting grouped up in there. But like you said, Bristleback Keeper of the Light's one of the nastiest dual offlanes in the game. It's because you can double quill and it completely changes the acceleration of you killing people with your
It
quills.
breaks Bristleback. He's a broken hero, I feel like, in that lane. It's insane.
Yeah, it's actually really hard to play against. So Enigma's the jungle. I don't remember all of Tornado-Rox's members' names, so I can't tell yet if it's Mirana mid, but I feel like Silencer would do much better against Alchemist. Maybe not later when they hit about 6, but in the early laning stage, pressuring Alch before he hits 6 is one of the best things you can do to beat him in the lane. So,
I mean, the
not sure
great
what they'll
thing
do.
about this game, though, for Tornado-Rox is the fact that Enigma picks up a BKB and there's literally nothing Spirit can do. There's a zero. Like, they'd have to get an Abyssal Blade
Yeah.
and Blink. And that's even... Is that even possible? I guess he can do it from behind, technically, but that's not good at all.
I mean, a BKB would be nice to Black Hole, but he still does have to worry about physical damage generally. Like, the quill sprays are still going to hit him, and the acid spray from Alchemist is still going to do a lot, so could really affect things. Also, he could very easily be pressured by the Caudal, you know? Caudal could, like, give mana to the Bristle and then just leave the lane, and then go follow where the Enigma is and sap his experience. It could do things like that to be really annoying. It is a support Potom, by the way, so Potom will probably do a mix of jungling. Sven's going to try to get as much out of his lane as he can, but I think he's going to get a little punished, but as long as he doesn't die, it's fine. And then Rox will get a lot of advantage out of their lane.
Just checking the old Roche out, but it's not going to be a thing here. And I don't know, but you have to agree that Tornado-Rox's lineup is ridiculously greedy as well. I mean, they have...
I mean, it is, yes. They have
a jungler,
really
and their
disables.
support is Mirana, as like that's their 5, I guess, right?
Yeah, and they have really weak disables, super weak disables. They've basically got Stormhammer and an arrow. That's about it. I would really like to see a Rod of Atos this game. It's one of the best counters against Night Stalker. It helps very well against Bristleback as well. I think it's an item they need, honestly. A lot of supports could really benefit from getting it in games like these where you have few disables. They can't just rely on their vacuums and their ultimates. It's not going to work. They won't be able to play the game well.
All right, I'm going to say something that's potentially really stupid, but I feel very strongly about it right now. And that's, I want there to be an Alchemist build where you literally buy Ags for your entire team. You get something to farm with, so you can farm decently fast, and you buy Ags for the whole team, because the meta, as we're going to see in Arrow Mid Miss, the meta is just a 5-man, just like death ball. I mean, it's not as bad as TI3, but it's still there to some degree and pushing, right? Like, look at the heroes that get Ags on this team for Spirit. It is actually ridiculous. You got Caudal with the heal Illuminate.
Well,
Bristleback is even good.
Come on, but they also really messed up by picking Night Stalker and Caudal on the same team.
That's right. I didn't even think about that. Anti-synergy right there.
So whenever Night Stalker uses his Ags, like, it's actually awful for Caudal. The two heroes counter each other.
All right, we're gonna have to zoom in on Bristleback here. Zyuri, can you take that away for us? Oh, we might have action though. I'll keep an eye while you zoom in.
I like that they put Darkseer versus the Bristle, but he really needs to get a stick. He's gonna die here if he doesn't get out.
Well, he surges out. He has 4 stacks of Quill Spray, but he'll be fine. And Bristleback didn't seem to care too much.
I like that he did get mana leak though. Me and Slacks were complaining about this when Complexity was playing during the qualifiers. They almost never got any mana leak. They would go like 4-0-4.
Yeah, how dare they?
That was disgusting.
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 That's actually the word of Captain's Draft 1, I believe.
Oh, he got his clarity denied. That was a pretty full clarity.
Hey, Perch, what's the word for this Captain's Draft? We need to figure something out. We have to have a catchphrase.
I'm not good at that shit. That's Slacks' job.
Yeah, Slacks, you got to come up with something, bro. Something real good.
Gem TD?
No, I refuse.
I'm in. So you see this ward here. This is a Topaz, actually. A very normal tower.
Speaking of Topaz, we have a mana leak on Yol here in the jungle. He's going to get mana leaked up completely, and it is going to stun him. He's completely out of mana. That's what mana leak does. Thank you for joining us on this Captain's Draft 3. Beautiful lower bracket match.
So Topaz Tower is one of the 8 basic building blocks of Gem TD towers. So it's very common. I actually don't like this word. No.
Are you in contact with any... Oh, top lane. We're going to have the first blood go the way of Rox. as they take out Night Stalker with this Sven Marana combo. I mean, we didn't really think about that, but that's kind of an old-fashioned thing. Stormhammer into another stun. Pretty easy.
Yeah. The obvious setup. Works really nice too, because Night Stalker is quite tanky, so making sure that he's stunned for a while is going to make a big difference. 17 last hits for Sven, much better than the Night Stalker's doing.
Yeah, so far, Rox are off to a decent start as far as the CS is concerned. I mean, I think Team Spirit's lineup is much... I feel like it's more well-rounded overall, but we'll have to see as the game progresses. It all depends on the laning stage.
I would completely agree. It really is a lot more well-rounded. They don't have to rely on their ultimates as much. Their teamfight is still pretty good. I think that's going to be the issue with Tornado.Rox.
But I'm really looking forward to the anti-synergy. So I guess Ags on Keeper is not a thing this game, for sure.
I think he would skip it, yeah, because Night Stalker... I mean, Night Stalker just play as a carry, honestly. It's a possibility. He could just go something like BKB Armlet or something. I don't know.
No, I'm saying no Ags on Keeper. Because the Ags on Night Stalker just... You can't pass that up, can you?
That's what I was arguing. That's what I was saying basically. Does the Night Stalker skip Ags or does the Caudle skip Ags? I think it makes more sense for Caudle to skip it because Night Stalker is just a really shit hero if it's not nighttime because he's going to run really slow. So going DPS would be counterintuitive. So I think you're right there. I skip Ags on Caudle. He can buy other items. It's really nice to have Ags, but it's not absolutely needed. Just go like 4 staffs, Glimmer Capes, things like that, and he can still get a lot of value out of his hero.
Right. Bot lane, it's a complete free farm fest for Bristleback as he goes treads first and likely to be a Vanguard next. Now, I think you talked about this, that you don't like Crimson Guard after Vanguard in most games.
Yeah,
would that be... You agree with that on this game as well, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Up top lane, Stormhammer, Mango was used into an arrow. Bye-bye Night Stalker. We have TP support coming in. Likely to be a little too late, although Mana Leak is there.
He almost got the Silencer almost got the Alchemist, but didn't quite get it.
By the way, this is a Radiance build for Alk, it looks like. What do you think about that?
It's looking pretty likely. Radiance is not bad against the Tornado.Rox case heroes. A lot of them are right-click based. Silencer and Sven will be missing more because of that. Blink Daggers will be interrupted. I think it's okay.
See, as a spectator, I like Radiance in the fact that it's going to help them farm, but then when they go for this Manta Octarine, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Just don't, please. I don't want to see that.
The Manta part is legit. Getting Octarine is really unnecessary, and it makes you really weak. Because it increases your HP, but it doesn't increase your armor or anything, so it doesn't make you that much better as a carry. So I think the Radiance is really good this game due to Sven's Warcry, giving everybody a lot of armor. But if it was a different hero that was
top
more
lane,
weak to physical,
crippling fear into a void, into a mana leak. The right clicks will likely be enough, and all Darkseer can do is stare his enemies in the eyes. Actually, Bristleback dies at the same time. That's because of the rotation of Sven and Marana. I mean, that's a tough lineup to go against for sure in this laning stage. Alchemist looking for the rune bot. He's going to get Maleficent up in all likelihood. Nope, he's just going to pick up Invis. Yul did not use Maleficent, interestingly enough.
Level 1 Maleficent is awful. It does almost nothing.
But I thought he'd use it to try to get the rune at least. Interrupt the rune.
You know, it's a 0.25 second stun. It's very weak.
Well, Iceberg looking for that bounty rune. He's going to get it. So more gold going the way of Alchemist as he has 2 levels of Grievel's Greed right now. As top lane, or bottom lane I should say. Arrow's going to miss after the Stormhammer initiation. Sudoi, he popped his ult for this, so they might want to try to do a little bit of damage to the tower.
They have to wait about 5 seconds to go for this. Actually, Marana does not have the mana no matter what.
And fortifications popped. TP support from Keeper of the Light now as Bristleback just cool sprays away to his heart's content. Illuminate going to push back a bit. And Sudoi and company have to fall back.
So value cast there does damage to 2 heroes. They do some tower pressure, force a TP. If they would have killed the Bristleback, they probably would have gotten that tower entirely. So a little bit of a mistake there to miss the arrow, but they were worried about creeps. So.
All right, so the Silencer mid, you talked about how you've seen Arcane Curse being skilled. Here we're seeing it being completely ignored. I think it's probably more common, right?
It's awful against against an Alchemist, because Alchemist, the only spell he casts in lane is Acid Spray, right? So If it's like a Shadow Fiend or something and he's about to raise, then you cast it on him, and that way if he raises, he has to take more damage and makes that choice. But if he gets an Alk, it doesn't do anything. There's no point to skill it. He may skill this later, he may not. We'll see what he does. I think it would be very good against heroes like Bristle. It's going to be really good against Bristle, actually. I would say, for the fact that there's a Bristle, you definitely max this skill out, because every time he casts it, he's going to take an extra 4 seconds of 35 damage, and that's 140 damage.
Yeah, I mean, when I was originally reading this skill, when it was introduced, the first hero I thought about was Bristle. Like, is Sadoy getting initiated upon, or is it Ramses getting beat down, but the Bristleback passive into the Quill Spray is enough to get the kill? Malefice is on cooldown, but the right clicks will actually be enough. Here's the TP support from Night Stalker. It's not nighttime anymore, but he pops his ult, and Enigma is likely to die to the right clicks. Indeed, he does. So it's a 2-for-1. Mirana will live, unless the dive continues here for Night Stalker. They're going to get the tier 1. As BZZ comes into the fray, Mango popped by Night Stalker. He's going to get arrowed up into the last word, and this is going to be a ton of damage. With the right clicks will be enough to take out Mirana as well. So just trade after trade after trade, but Silencer comes out on top.
Silencer's totally into that. That was worth it for him. Got 4
How much
int
intel
out of
did
it.
he get? Yeah, geez.
He got 4 out of the 2 kills, so that's pretty good for him. Very small mistakes from Sven there, that he was hitting Bristleback's side when he stunned him. He needed to immediately move to the front of Bristle because his HP was so low that if it hits him in the back, it's going to proc Quill. So he needed to move over and hit the front to give him a chance of living. So Sven messed that up, in my opinion. Okay,
oh, yeah, right.
It wouldn't have made a difference though, because the Quill's still proc if you hit him in the back. He wouldn't have been able to cast it manually, but you know.
Well.
Still decent for Sven. You know, he's 2-1 and 2. He's got 50 CS at 9 minutes. He's got a Quelling Blade. He can jungle really hard right now. I think he's in a completely fine place.
Well, we're on Alk Watch right now. He has the Sacred Relic and not too far away from that Radiance Recipe. And the question is, what will he go after that? I mean, we talked about Manta. I think that's pretty standard. And we're hoping to God it won't be Octarine, but something tells me it might be. Maybe it'll be Ags for the whole team, and I'll look like a genius. Other than Coddle, you don't want to do that.
Manta AC would be good.
Yeah,
Manta
that's
Armlet
really
would
good.
be really good. Anything like that. He needs a hybrid armor item.
Do they need a? I mean, I think he needs a Blink Dagger this game. They really don't have much initiation.
It's a good idea.
And Solar Crest is pretty common, but typically they go that first if they're going to be taking it at all.
No, that's a really old build. Well, I guess that's not really super old. Miracle did that a little bit at the Frankfurt Major. He was going like
it's
Solar
not
Crest
as common
Armlet,
now,
Blink,
but yeah.
Or Solar Crest SNY.
Alchemist, another bounty rune. I mean, SNY is also super popular. We'll see what he does, though. Moran, in the meantime, mana leaked up. And voided up on top of that. Crippling Fear. It's only in daytime, though, so not going to have its full effects. Ends up just being a little bit of exchange and right clicks.
I think Sven could have gone for this, but he went to jungle instead. It's a little safer. I don't blame him too much. Picks up a Morbid Mask most likely. Well, it could be Helm of the Dominator if he wants to farm jungles a lot, but it also could be Mask of Madness. That was the old build that
When's
Sven's
the last
would always
time
do.
we've seen Mask of Madness on him?
It's been a long time. It used to give you 30% movement speed, and now it gives 17, so the movement speed is a lot less, but it does help you dish a lot more damage out in short periods of time. But I don't know if he needs to do that considering he's got Black Hole and arrows.
Top lane, we have a TP.
Oh, Black Hole.
Gank attempt onto Night Stalker. He pops Darkness into a Black Hole. Here we go. Do they have enough damage? Arrow with the Silencer ult coming into fray. Night Stalker, though, he is so tanky. Holy jeez.
Well, he would have died if the Mirana had a little bit more mana. He wasn't able to get the Starfall off there, so he ends up surviving. Pretty big mistake to waste Black Hole and not have the damage there, but they needed a third hero. Well, they basically picked the 3 heroes that do the least damage on their team. If they had Sven or they had Silencer there, he would have died.
Vanguard on Bristleback now, so going to be tanking up very nicely. Alchemist, 1,600 gold, and his gold, what's his net worth right now? So he's literally double, or essentially double of his teammate in Bristleback. And this is where he starts to take off even further.
Can you take off more than this? This is already incredible.
No, what's the GPM? Let's see. It's 660 GPM, so 800 is, I mean, decently common. So yeah, I think he can actually do a lot.
The Silencer didn't really lower his farm at all, and since they had an Enigma and a Potom, ganking him wasn't really possible. It wasn't that straightforward, at least. Like if you didn't get an arrow in the early laning stage, it just wasn't gonna work.
How many bounty runes has this guy gotten for real? That's the 4th one that I've seen.
That helps as well.
That is so nice.
They haven't been checking for those.
And they do have a really good Roche line with the Acid Spray and Viscous Nasal Glue, although there's going to be some contest. They know Yoel's ult's down, though. Concoction will hit. That's the first one we've seen. It's a 1-for-1. Congratulations. 100% accuracy on that bad boy.
There's an
Tornado
arcane
Rox.
rune on Silencer. They can maybe fight this.
Yeah, Ramsey's a little too low, so he's just going to TP out. And Rox, they could actually steal this. They saw the TP, so Doy's going to pop his ult in all likelihood and just take this. Although they could recall Bristle back here, and
That's
oh my god.
winning.
Yeah, Sadoy on the cliff.
They don't know necessarily that he's there. Oh, they're going to kill Night Stalker.
And that's extra intel now for BZZ as they're going to try to focus on Bristleback. And he's... Oh my god, that is so much damage taken from that last word. Arrow will connect with the glaives. This should be enough to take him out. That was a really surprising turnaround, despite not having Sven at all in that fight. Global Silences popped. Yoel still no Black Hole, though. And now... I was going to say now they could potentially take Roche, but it's still a little risky. They're pretty low.
Yeah, they don't even have any mana left. Enigma can't mech here. I think they just get back. Oh wow, they wasted their ultimate and everything.
Oh,
they
okay.
thought that they were in there
Yeah.
for sure. Which is quite surprising because they saw them run to the southeast while they were bottom ulted, and they had sentries there. So I think they just genuinely thought they were in Roche pit.
The thing I like about Goblek is that he committed to that failed death ward. He channeled it for the full duration. He's like, you know what? If I'm going to screw this up, I'm going to screw it up in style. Just like Slacks. You know he's thinking of Slacks right now. As Roshan's being pounded upon. Acid Spray, minus armor, beautifully done. Arrow will hit Bristleback right in the ass, but that's where he likes it. And Aegis will be taken by Bristleback himself. And Manta now. Oh, is that just an illusion rune? Never mind.
So even if they did get the Aegis, I think they really made him work for it, and they got some kills out of it. So I don't think TRN.Rox is too unhappy. If you look at the net worths as well, if no team is farming, I think it benefits TRN.Rox a lot because that means Alchemist isn't getting amazingly accelerated. So I think they're going to be quite happy with that one.
Okay, dude. Keeper is going for Ags. He's halfway there already.
All right, Night Stalker's going Vlad. So I guess their call is Night Stalker will be the support.
Yeah, I guess so. That's really interesting.
Coddle Eggs is really good with Bristle because he can heal him. And heals on a super tanky hero are amazingly valuable, so it kind of makes sense.
I mean, it's not like it's bad, right? It's just a little surprising considering I would consider Night Stalker's Ags to be more beneficial overall. But they don't really... I mean, they can tower siege now, right? With that,
I would definitely not call it more beneficial after overall. It's definitely worse between the two if you think about it.
What?
Okay, what does Night Stalker's Eggs do? It gives him more vision at nighttime.
Yeah.
It gives him... Wow, Coddle Eggs also does that, and it gives him permanent ult. Which one's better now?
No, I'd still rather have Night Stalker Ags.
What?
Because you can turn it to night almost 80% of the time. You get a gem, GG.
Okay, that's a valid point.
And you counter Keeper. You know?
Yeah, he's really gonna make. I mean still having the no cooldown on your ult, having your ult always being up is very useful. You can do a lot of things like chakra yourself, blinding light, wait till it ends, and then blinding light again. You can get that cooldown very, very low. It's actually permanent blinding light for 12 seconds once you hit level 16 on Coddle.
I remember Synderen really had like a huge hard-on for the Ags right when it came out, and nobody got it for like a year. But I mean, I agree. And in principle, it's super strong for sure. BZZ's gonna take the bounty. That's, I think, the first bounty rune that Rox has got in this game.
Ooh, 82. Ooh, they did get Atos on Sancer. I'm really happy about that. They really needed this. They're lacking disables. It's a great item on Silencer anyways, and it's going to help him be more survivable. The people that are running at him, he can actually deal with. And even if he's silenced, it still works.
You know, an interesting thing about that is that you will miss 40% less of the time now on Alchemist because of the Radiance.
Yeah, so the Radiance is a little bit less useful as well. It's just another tangential bump to all of the evasion things that exist right now and making Atos a little bit better as well.
Well, but they nerfed it as well, right? What did they nerf?
Yeah, they increased the cooldown. No, the cooldown
okay.
is higher than it used to be. It used to be like 10 seconds.
Top lane, Night Stalker. Delicious food for Sadoy. Wow, that's a really late Midas. I'm surprised he even went Midas on Darkseer. Interesting choice. I think I take the tier 1 top too.
They know that it's going to be hard to finish the game due to Coddle, so I think they're just aiming for the late game. He'll be able to get Hex and Shivas and stuff like that.
Man, BZZ does not feel tanky at all right now. The pure damage of Glaives with BZZ as a core just really hurts.
It's hard to resist that, and it just goes right through all of your other defenses. And Bristleback actually isn't that high HP of a hero. His strength gain is actually quite low. Might see a solo kill on Cuddle here.
Yeah, there's no way BZZ does not get this kill. Last word.
Oh, he lived.
Oh, last word. Okay. Not quite enough damage.
You know? If he would have casted his first spell, he would have died, but he didn't cast it for some reason.
Ramsey's getting slowed. Forgets how little tank he has against the silencer.
But... I mean, Cuddle definitely should have died there. That was a mistake from silencer.
All right, I think we're going to see a smoke very shortly here for Rox. See if it's on the courier. No.
They might catch Elk top root. It's got a blink on Sven.
All right, Silencer and company are here. Silencer, he's going to pop Global Silence, which means Alchemist is going to stun himself on top of the arrow, on top of the black hole. Oh my goodness, so much damage coming out. And that is the Aegis gone. Dunzo, Alchemist with that Radiance as well, your top net worth hero on the deck. Enigma might be in some trouble, but it's certainly worth the death overall.
Yeah, I think so. And I think they got double int out of that. I don't know
if
he
had 8 before.
Aegis heroes, but...
No, I don't think so. Because he had 8 before that fight. So.
Really? I would have thought that you did. It's been in 5 fights. Yeah, I guess it didn't count.
Well, that would be kind of ridiculous if it worked on Aegis, don't you think?
Well, I just thought it would because duel does work, but I guess that's a little different.
Well, that's because Legion Commander just sucks, so you got to buffer.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that one.
Thanks, Slax. I didn't get to read the whole thing, but thanks, Slax. Ramses?
Oh, huge mistake
boy.
Mirana.
Yeah, Mirana's forced the Moonlight Shadow. It's going to be a free tier 1. And a canceled TP on top of that. BZZ, he deals a lot of damage despite... Oh, here we go. Sidoi blinks in, pops his ult, and the beautiful vacuum. It's not the perfect combination, but it might be enough damage to clean up at least 2. And indeed it is. Maybe more. Always want to fly, sticking around a little too long. Maleficus is on cooldown for 6 seconds. Sidoi looking for the Stormhammer will find Ramses. But here comes Alchemist. Mecha's popped, keeping Sidoi alive. Ramsey still trying to run away. Very slow thanks to that Rod of Atos. They will find 1 kill, Spirit does. It is the Silencer. As Ramses continues with his back turned, finally will drop dead, but takes 2 with him. As here comes Alchemist, he might get 2 himself. Radiance is continuing to burn away. He's going to focus on Mirana. Could not get both. Chose the wench on the horse.
It's very, very close there for him getting more than that. Small mistake from Sven as well. He didn't use his 3rd skill. Could have had 20 armor and maybe would have survived the last Bristle Quill, but didn't quite survive. Very, very close fight for them, but they needed Black Hole there to win that fight convincingly.
Yeah, and we didn't really talk about how Warcry is actually amazing this game for the team against the minus armor of Bristleback and Alk.
I mean, Alk does do a lot of magic damage right now, just generically from the Radiance, but it would have helped a lot there.
Night Stalker. Might find Darkseer, but don't think he's going to have nearly enough damage to take him out. And who went mech? Did Darkseer not go mech? He went Midas first then.
That's why he went Midas.
Oh, I see. Okay. We have some TP support here. Sidoi is going to go farm.
Also,
nice
I
information
think
for Night Stalker.
Darkseer should have prioritized giving Surge to the Sven a little bit more so that he could catch up. When the first engagement ended on the Radiant side of the river, he surged himself to try to catch up, and it should have just been Iron Shell Surge on the Sven. That would have been a lot more.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the biggest downfalls of Sven is getting kited.
Yep, that's a huge issue.
Now Surge can now be used on BKB targets, right?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that's the case now. So if Sven gets a BKB, that would work just fine. I mean, we're just talking about how there's some arbitrary things that still haven't been changed. I think that's one of them that has been though. Pretty confident. As Ags is now complete on Keeper, just needs to fly that out back to him. And I think that's going to be the signal for perhaps Spirit to try to push some towers now. A lot of survivability. As SNY is almost finished with Bristle as well.
They're going to have to wait for the daytime, though. It's still going to be an issue there.
Yeah, true. Don't pop Darkness.
Sven went pretty early game items here. Helm of the Dominator, Blink Treads, totally normal stuff. But putting a drum on top of it is where things get a little weird. This may be the better build. I always kind of feel like you need Sancho and Yasha for some more movement speed to prevent getting kited, but maybe drum is the better solution since when you activate the drum, it gives you a lot of attack speed. In fact, it gives you a total of 30, which is not bad. It's like an extra piece of treads. And also gives you a lot of movement speed as well, about 18% when you activate it. So maybe drum's the solution, but the problem is that Sven usually gets 6 slotted very early and has troubles. Might initiation mid.
Yeah, we have the Death Ward Mecha's pop. Yol in quite a bit of trouble. He's going to get initiated on by Alchemist. Moonlight Shadows down, but there's a Sentry showing everything. until they run out of range. Now they can't see them. Oh, he's just going to continue to chase with the Radiance. He gets stunned up. An Alchemist, not really scared of too much. He is going for Octarine Core to my dismay. I'm pretty disgusted, not going to lie. I had to clear my throat again. That's what I think of Alchemist getting Octarine Core.
I mean, in his defense, he's way ahead this game. His net worth is easily twice. It's more like 2.2 times higher than his opponent's, so he's doing very, very well here, and he can maybe get away with having a slightly less efficient build so that he can pressure his opponents harder.
Yeah, I think when you brought up AC, it actually makes it so much better too with the Alchemist or with Keeper having Ags, because that's even more survivability and more push. Yeah, I mean that has to be the next item, I feel, for Alx.
Yeah, something like that would be really good. The other problem with Octarine, it doesn't make him do more damage directly. Like, it just gives him more Manta style illusions and more ulti uptime. If he goes for AC, then he can next after that get a Basher or something. And then all of a sudden he can actually just solo kill. But when you go Octarine, it delays your ability to solo kill so much.
And Bristleback getting caught out. He runs into the enemy team. Stormhammer. Here comes the black hole potentially. Thinking twice about it. Bristleback is still in a lot of trouble. They don't have any detection for that Glimmer Cape. Interesting.
Sven's in trouble.
And Bristleback's going to continue the pressure. Sadoy, oh boy, a lot of minus armor into that death ward. He's getting kited so hard. It's going to be a trade of sorts, 1-for-1 on the carries. And now Yol getting hounded by Night Stalker. No black hole to speak of. Absolutely no mana and no HP anymore since he is dead. 3-for-1. So despite getting caught off guard, Spirit cleaning up that fight pretty well.
I mean, the fight was ideal from Bristleback's perspective. He was the one that was completely out of position, but they can't just cast Black Hole on that because then the fight goes awful. You can't just cast it on the one tanky hero. You have to catch multiple heroes. You have to get the vacuum Black Hole for the fights to go well, and it didn't happen like that. They used Global Silence just to keep them a little survivable at the start of the fight and to prevent counter initiation, but that just didn't do much.
As usual, spelling and math dreamy.
There's actually so many errors.
There's more errors than there are anything factual in that statement.
I don't even know if he's doing it on purpose anymore.
Well, the math, I think that one's definitely on purpose.
Of course, but the spelling errors, dude. Oh my god. You spelled fiery wrong. There's some other word.
He doesn't proofread. Yeah, silence, Purge. Silence.
Oh, okay.
Don't think Alchemist is going to be able to find Darkseer. We'll see. Though Darkseer was standing still. Okay, he's going to TP out. He's fine. Attempted Manta dodge there. I think that's the first time I've seen Alchemist stun himself, so doing a lot better job than... Wait, who was it?
I don't remember. But somebody. It was bad. I just remember how bad it was.
We cast somebody who kept stunning himself. And Iceberg is doing a much better job than that somebody. And this is like his 10th bounty rune. Jesus, man. Ridiculous.
Sansa's still doing pretty well, considering how the game is going. I still feel he's a little vulnerable. He's getting kind of run down. He's not very fast, but Godlike does have his Blink Dagger up, so they're going to be ready to fight with this. They're going to have all their ultimates. Sven ulti in 3.
Oh boy. I mean, if Bristleback was in here to begin with, I think this would be dead already. So enough time is here for Rox. Yeah, they see it. Arrow will not connect on anybody. Roche dodges it nicely.
The vacuum.
Yep, that's the combo. That's the Wombo combo. Uh-oh. Initiation possibility on Witch Doctor. He gets Rod of Atos up. But looks like nothing will come of it, at least not initially. And now Roche attempt 2.0.
I mean, they can fight.
Night Stalker, oh boy, he got arrowed. He's in a lot of trouble. Gets mech'd up, though. Here comes the Vac. Wall into Stormhammer, into Sadoy ult. He's just ripping through kids left and right. That is 2 dead right off the bat, and Ramsey's in a ton of trouble. He is completely surrounded by the enemy with 2 buybacks on Spirit. Wow, that is expensive.
Something canceled Black Hole, and I'm not sure what it was, but they still also got the Stormhammer, so it didn't matter that much. Initially, the Blinding Light was used really effectively to slow down Sven's damage on the Night Stalker. And they're going to take Roche.
I don't think they can... Can they even do anything about this?
They can. Blinding Light only hit 1 here. Silencer does a lot of damage.
Oh, Alchemist gets Concoction vacuumed up. He's slowed, trying to right-click away on Ghost. He's doing a lot of damage, but Roshan will go to Silencer, or the Aegis, I should say. And it'll cost them 1 kill, or 1 death.
They're gonna lose Mirana.
Make it 2. Mirana, no leap for 12 seconds. No way you're getting out of here.
I think that's worth it. Yeah, I think that's okay. If the Aegis goes on Alchemist, or Bristle or something, there's just no way they win the next fight unless the initiation is amazing. I think that's overall okay for TRN.Rox.
I mean, in that entire engagement in the last 5 minutes, now look at Silencer's stolen int. Plus 20.
Wow, that's actually a big improvement. Every int he gives him not only 1 damage from being int, but also 90% of that goes to pure damage. So he's getting like 1 point, well basically, what is that, 3.8 damage every time that the hero dies close by him. And most of that is pure, so it's a lot of damage.
Pretty good.
His next item probably has to be a Scott or Shiva's guard, I think. He needs armor against the Bristle.
Yeah, Shiva's would be good. Enigma. Just
they
needs the
can easily
recipe
go on
for his
Witch Doctor here.
BKB. And Witch Doctor might be... he's getting glimmered up. Here comes the concoction master himself. He was recalled
His
by
Aegis
Keeper, in fact.
is
BZZ.
dead.
Alright. They're not going to kill him. He gets mech'd up. So the Aegis
Okay.
will be saved.
They can definitely win this fight now. There's no global for 13, but
Sadoy still has BKB and his ult.
him in
He's
the
pounding
front,
way
damn
into
it.
the back of Bristleback. Concoction
Good
coming in. Vacuum wall. Looks like Sven is dead. Or I'm sorry, Bristleback is dead. Night Stalker on the run, not getting away. And that drops a gem to the deck. And Goblak
Oh,
will be the
man,
next on
Sadoy.
the list. My goodness. Rock's getting a ton out of this. Malefice, is he going to see him? No.
Sadoy did that really well. He saved his BKB basically until he needed it. It was even after the Bristle kill before he popped his BKB and dived the other heroes. He did that great. The only thing he messed up a little bit is he's not walking to where the front of Bristle is, but ultimately it worked out nicely. The vacuum helped out a little bit as well. So they win that fight. They still haven't used Black Hole. Again, it's on cooldown for 36 seconds, but winning a fight that hard without Black Hole is an amazing accomplishment. So if they can just wait for another ultimate from Sven, they can take another fight right away.
Yeah, I mean, things are looking really good for TRN.Rox. BKB is almost online for Enigma, and we talked about how they have literally no counters to that. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So this whole Roche lineup for Spirit, not working out to their benefit yet, especially with the team fight going the way of Rox in general.
Brave
They
Blink
just have
from
team
Yul,
fight.
top lane.
Blink Concoction. Yeah, Alchemist. If this is a Maelstrom, I'm gonna be so sad. Or Mjolnir, I'm gonna be so sad. But I highly doubt it.
It has to be an AC, surely.
Yeah, hopefully.
If it's a Mjolnir and he goes to Abyssal afterwards, I could justify that a little bit, but I think he needs some armor for sure.
Well, I feel like AC and then Abyssal is better still. I don't know.
That's a good one.
All right, Bristleback's gonna take out the Ancients here, and are we just waiting for the next Roche? I mean, Black Hole is online, so Rox can go whenever, and they have BKB.
They definitely want to fight soon if they can, and they have a lot of good catch. Again, they've got Atos, they've got Vacuum, they've got Blinks on a couple of heroes. Arrows would work, and Aegis is up on Silencer.
Yep. And the more, I forgot about that actually. And the more fights that happen, the more int BZZ is gonna steal. Who's an idiot on the other team? I wish it showed how much int was stolen from each specific hero when you click on them.
Well, Bristle's lost a lot because his int gain is actually the highest stat he has, so he's definitely lost quite a few. Sadoy lost a smoke.
Yol's
like
still
they have a
smoked
gem.
up though. Has Blink, Mech, BKB. Things are looking real good for him. No way to cancel that bad boy. And this tier 1 tower is in quite a bit of trouble here. We have the Blink initiation from Sadoy trying to get in front of Bristleback. There's the wall. Death Ward as well, but it's canceled thanks to the global ult from Silencer. And Bristleback dies pretty much right off the bat. Alchemist is going to clean up Ghost 6, so it's a 1-for-1. As this fight is segregated quite a bit. 2-for-2 now as Enigma left all alone to his own devices.
They dove a little bit too hard for the supports.
Oh my god, but the cleave from Sadoy is out of control. They're going to find Night Stalker, and Alchemist is next. He's going to pop his Manta, but don't know if that's
How's
going
that
to be enough to
Octarine
get
going?
away. The Glaives of Wisdom. Oh, did he miss?
Yeah, he missed.
He might have missed there.
Oh, he's gonna die.
He has Aegis, though. Always Wanna Fly is going to get it with barely any HP. Arrow
he
will
goes
kill
there.
him, though. Oh my god. BZZ getting pounded away by Iceberg Rocks. Might lose their carry. Although he does have the slow thanks to Rod of Atos. Alchemist is pretty damn fast. Will not find the kill, though.
Okay. God, I hate this Octarine build so much.
Yeah.
It's a 5,900 gold item. 5,900. That could be an Abyssal or something.
Yeah.
I just actually. Yeah.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah, I see a keyboard definitely, and there's something in his upper hand.
Wait, isn't that supposed to be a tornado? So it's a tornado behind him, though, right? Pretty sure.
Maybe he's summoning a tornado by spinning his mouse on the cord or something.
Wait, did they have like lips on their last logo? Because it was Rock's Kiss.
No, it
now
was like
it's
a
Rock's
DJ
Tornado?
playing the music or something.
All right, what does that have to do with anything?
I don't know, dude.
What's the
maybe
connection
maybe they
there?
like going out.
Is that why they weren't too successful? They just went out all the time, just
It
watching
was
them
the
DJ?
organization, I'm sure, not the players.
We need answers, Slacks. Investigate. Oh, here we go. Okay, that doesn't help. But thanks. Thanks for the attempt. Morana now has the gem, by the way, in case those of you that were wondering. Bristleback, I mean, they had a decent start, but he just has not been farming super well.
He's just kind of getting
stuck on
punished
this SNY.
by the Sven damage. Sven hits really hard. Oh, they're going to find Call.
Speaking of Sven, oh my goodness, he's going to blow up this keeper. He's barely going to walk away, though. Goblack being caught in the crossfires, though. And very early BKB for Enigma. Pretty much wasted that. I think that's the 10-second one. No, that was the 9-second. As here comes Ramsey's getting initiated upon again. There's the black hole. Vacuum actually ruins it. Oh no! And now Bristleback's gonna just kite away to his heart's content, although Alchemist is just getting pounded against Sadoy, which is so much damage. Global silence on top of all of this, and I mean, Team Spirit is just in a horrible position now. I don't know if he can get out. Do they have any stuns? Oh wow!
That was a really good
surprisingly
TP.
enough, gets away.
Oh man, that vacuum.
That was like 2 seconds after the black hole.
Yeah, it was kind of late, but he's got to feel bad about that one. It's okay. They're still winning the game though.
Yeah.
If they lose the game, they might complain a little bit about that. But all they lost in that was a bristle kill, I believe.
Oh, here we go. We have
It's time.
Ags on freaking Alchemist, man. It begins. All right, who does he give it to? Bristleback or Witch? It's got to be Witch Doctor, I guess.
I guess it could go on bristle. I didn't even think about that.
I love Bristleback Ags, by the way. I think it's really good. We'll see. I mean, I think you have to give it to Witch Doctor because you're losing these team fights, and he's. But then again, Witch Doctor needs BKB or something for the global silence because that's just an instant cancel. So maybe Bristleback is
I just
better.
don't know, man. I feel like there's just too many heroes on Spirit that are super behind in terms of KDA. Night Stalker's 2, 9, and 5. He's only got a Vlad's Treads, and he was like a solo lane for a while there.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
Witch
he's
Doctor
kind of
ulti will
transitioned to
help,
support,
but
like you said.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
we'll
been a
see.
rough game.
I
If they
think
give
should
it to Night
Coddle.
Stalker Purge, I quit, man. I
Give it to
freaking
Coddle.
quit. Yeah, another one. He needs the
More
stats. For sure.
stats.
Yeah. All
Well,
right,
let's see where he TPs.
Alchemist, where are you going, buddy? Come on, buddy.
Oh,
He's getting
Coddle.
recalled. Come on, Bristol. Give it to Bristol. Give it to Bristol. Not Witch Doctor. Did he?
He put it on Bristle. He doesn't understand how it works. Okay. Then.
Yes, Bristol Ags. We get to see it. It's actually really good. I think it's super underrated. It's just, I mean, even the stats themselves are really good for Bristleback as well. This is
Yeah.
really good item.
HP. It basically lowers everybody's armor in the AoE by 2.2 every cast. That's not bad. And that increases the damage that Quill Spray does. So if he gets like an AC, he's gonna have to get BKB, I think. But
Yeah, he's going BKB next. All right, well, they're banking on this minus armor strat now.
they can
Bristleback
also
and
chakra magic him, and he can just goo twice instantly. Like he could hit quad goos on people within like 6 seconds or something. That's amazing.
What they also need is a solar crest on somebody. Apply it to Bristleback. He needs a little bit extra tankiness. Evasion will help quite a bit. He's not gonna be able to afford it himself, I don't think, because like you said, has to go to the BKB. Here we have Moonlight Shadow popped, and Darkness shortly after, so very little vision for TRN.Rox. And they're looking for Roshan.
Radiant's top tower is
Whose
under
creep is
attack.
this?
It's Radiance. It's the Sven's, I think.
Okay. Well, it's gonna get eaten alive. Poor guy. Sacrifice
like-
to the Dota gods.
BKB next, or I'm sorry, MKB next for Sven. Makes sense. Just needs something to be able to hit them. In a lot of Sven games, you don't want to have to go MKB over Daedalus. Daedalus just works so much better with Cleave, but he's got to worry about a Butterfly or some evasion coming out. And not to mention 60%.
You've really
Okay.
played 5,000 hours? That's pretty amazing, actually. All
Might
right,
have
here we go. Team fight initiation. Sven pops his ult and BKB, and Bristleback getting completely destroyed. Can't do anything. BKB popped by Enigma. He's going to go in for Goblack. And a 2-shot kill for Sadoy. My goodness. Bristleback buys back as well. Ay, ay, ay. Can they turn this around? They're going to go for BZZ. They had nice positioning, actually. But y'all still with the black hole available. Will he use it? Silence is up. Mechanism as well. Iceberg getting pounded now with the black hole. Solo black hole. Will it be enough damage to take him out? Vacuum later then. before, which actually turns out better as a result. Afterlife attempting to TP out, but the Stormhammer will find him. And BZZ with
man, he takes so
36
much.
intelligence steal. Oh, disgusting, as we said. So they're looking for the Stormhammer, not going to find it, at least not on the Bristleback. Always want to fly, though. Yeah. They should find the kill, I would... Oh.
Blinding
I
light,
keep
man.
saying that. Okay.
Oh, they got him.
I get the kill.
That was actually really hard to get. That was a 20% chance of that last Mirana attack hitting. So. Solar Crest now from Mirana. Mirana's done very, very well. Look at this KDA, 7, 4, and 20. He's really made this hero look like a viable support.
And she gets a great arrow on Roshan as well. Add that to your resume
skill.
of great play. Absolutely. Enigma's black holes haven't been that great, but they haven't really needed them. I mean, it's the threat of the black hole most of the times anyway. The positioning.
Sounds like
Very
something you
important
parroted
fights.
by watching somebody better than you say.
Huh? The threat of the black hole?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where did I get that from?
Puppy.
Puppy? Is that his
Yeah.
saying or something?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's the threat of the black. I don't know. All right, fine. You can attribute it to Puppy. That's fine with me. I'm
Yes,
sure he
once-
said it
once
at
they
one point
know-
in his life.
Because once they know that you don't have black hole, then they are willing to push buildings and stuff like that. If you always have black hole, then they're like, oh, I don't know if we can fight. They've got black hole.
Yeah.
Same in team fights. If they are scared to group up due to fearing black hole, then it means their damage isn't going to be as high.
Oh god, Night Stalker did get Ags. Jesus. Jesus! Why have you
Well-
done this to me?
See, I like the fact that he's giving eggs, but I don't think he needed to buy a freaking Octarine core to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think like going AC instead of Octarine would have made him a lot stronger in the mid game. He could have gotten more solo kills. He could have done more in team fights, and he still could have farmed pretty much just as fast. The only thing is he's got slightly less survivability in team fights, and his ultimate isn't up as often, which means he's more gankable. But it's just not worth 6,000 gold. I can't wait
Alright,
for this build to die.
Is Keeper able to drop his Ags, aka sell it, or is that one of those that you just can't drop it anymore?
You can, yes.
Okay.
I think one of the few that you can't do that on is maybe Ogre, but they might have fixed it.
Oh, Night Stalker. Do they see him? Yep, they definitely do. Blink, Malefice, Shivas. And more int goes the way of BZZ. Now at 38 extra intelligence. With the Aegis on top of that. Has another Mystic Staff. So likely to be a Sheep Stick. Unless he wants to go Octarine himself. You never know, I guess.
It's not horrible on Silencer actually, because you get lifesteal from the pure damage that you're doing. That part's
I
cool.
just feel like Sheep is just infinitely better this game.
Yeah,
though.
I completely agree. You don't need lifesteal that bad. It can be a good solution. Like for example, if Spirit was doing better and they were running at Silencer and he just felt like he couldn't just fight and stay alive long enough, then Octarine might be the right option. But in almost all other cases, Hex is the solution because
I mean,
can
if you
initiate-
really want lifesteal, you can literally get lifesteal on him now, right? Because Blades of
Okay.
Wisdom stacks now, right?
if you have a Vladzora, he lifesteals based on his regular attack. If he gets Octarine, he lifesteals based on the pure damage.
Oh, Black Hole again, only on one, but it is Alchemist. That's all that really matters. And actually, Bristleback runs into it, and Alchemist getting destroyed. He does not have buyback on the deck for 90 seconds. Rox in pretty good position to take game 2. As Sven actually
So
gets
do I
in a
might die.
horrible spot.
He's got a
Death
cheese
Ward applied. He has cheese.
and Warcry, man. Like,
Yeah, he's gonna
Just
be
doesn't
fine.
matter.
He's gonna be fine, guys. Don't worry about Sven. As there's a Stormhammer on Night Stalker with that Ag. Great synergy with the Keeper of the Life. I do say so myself. And it looks to be a tier 3 tower, if nothing else, for Rox. Although with no buyback on the Alchemist, they could just keep going.
I mean, the Goose helping a lot actually to limit the speed at which they take the barracks, but they're not going to stop the buildings from getting hit. He keeps casting spells, dude. Stop casting spells. You've got Arcane Curse on you.
It's fine. He doesn't care. He wants to feel. He's a masochist at the end of the day. That's Bristleback's motto, man. As now the racks are going
You
to
put a
be
new one on him.
taken out. How many stacks does he have? Jesus. He turns his back. He's fine. Blink Initiation. Always want to fly. Dead. Bedoy, no cheese this time, but they're going to get full racks and get out with 0 casualties.
That's pretty fucking.
Poor Witch Doctor with no Ags. He's so sad. It's a tough game for Witch Doctor, though, against Silence.
And again, yeah, it's not that great versus Sven. Silencer can ulti Like, if you just press his Warcry, like, you saw the damage that the Death Ward was doing to Sven at the end. It was doing almost nothing, because he pressed his one hotkey that gave him 20 armor for, like, 8 seconds. Like, how does he beat that? It's just not the Witch Doctor game.
Oh, Alchemist finds Sven. Okay, he just runs away. And BKBs.
I like this Moon Shard that Sven bought. He's really been lacking attack speed all game. He replaced his drum, and getting a Moon Shard instead is a great solution.
I kind of agree with your earlier assessment, though. The drums, they were very short-lived.
I thought they were okay. It gives him mana. You know, there's a lot of other aspects. It gives him 9 int that he really needs. Gives him generic movement speed. It's a lot cheaper than a Sanjin Yasha. Like, the games that I've gotten Sanjin Yasha on Sven, my BKB comes so late that it's too late. So buying an S and Y there for 4,000 gold is too much. I feel like the drum is a better build for that reason. Because it's just a small sidetrack to 1,800 gold to give you kind of what you need in the early game. And then you can get the BKB that you need a bit later.
Guys, don't let this be the nail in the coffin for Bristleback Ags. Don't let this be the game that you look at as
Let
an
this
example.
be the nail in the coffin for Octarine Alchemist.
Oh,
How
yes,
about that?
please. God, please.
Like, he was
that.
so far ahead. He was so incredibly far ahead. And then once he got Octarine, he was like just as strong as he was before he had Octarine offensively. Did almost nothing different. Just slightly more split pushing.
Guys, I think it's
That's
time to sell Octarine. Just get rid of it. I don't want to see it anymore. Be done with it.
He just needs an Abyssal Blade. That way they could just kill Sven if Sven is out of position. If he had Abyssal right now instead of Octarine, and he had like initiated with a Blink Dagger or a Shadow Blade or something, they could just win a game.
I mean, that's been kind of their issue, is they don't have great initiation, right? The Blink Dagger would have helped a lot. Like, a lot of these initiations are Bristleback just running into the enemy team and just hoping that he'll live through the end of the day. And like, they start every fight with Bristleback at like half HP, so that's not ideal for sure.
Well, he's got BKB now, at least that'll help a bit.
Hey, we got an Ags coming. Slack, you happy? Hey, at least he's doing kind of what I said. He's getting Ags for the entire team. This is actually the first time I've seen an Alk get Ags for literally the whole team.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree.
Although no, I'm sorry, Keeper has his own though, so close enough.
It's definitely pretty rare in most cases.
And he's not gonna have buyback. He's going all out, buys it. He's definitely listening to me. Like we talked about, the Ags is not. I mean, Witch Doctor just this game isn't super powerful, unfortunately. As much as I love that hero.
Bristol, I think, would love to have an AC here, just because it's going to stack so with Goo.
Speaking of Ags, Yol is working on his own. I would love to see Midnight Pulse on Black Holes. A double Midnight Pulse, in fact. He probably would have time to do it this game. Dodoy with haste? Oh, Goblack. Oh, no, you're so dead. Oh, he's going to TP out with Glimmer. Never mind. You're so alive. Nicely done.
Oh, he's losing so much mana.
Yol. Not able to find a Malefice. They're just going to go for this tier 2. Although bottom lane, the Octarine Alchemist strikes again. He will tickle your tower and kill your creeps. And he's doing just that as we speak. There's the tickling. Tickle that tower. Tickle away. And Darkseer is here to stop the push. Although Alchemist is going to go even deeper. The rest of Rox is in the enemy jungle as we have one TP. Night Stalker's here to help out a bit. Yol, Midnight Pulse. And that'll be the end of that.
The split push is working.
The funny thing is, I feel like he has not been split pushing at all with the Octarine. And he just started once the Ags were done. Is that my imagination? As mid lane. Oh, arrow connects on Bristle. Bye-bye, birdie. 86 seconds. No buyback.
It's been a rough game for Bristle, I think.
I
think
feel
you're
sad.
right. He hasn't been splitting super hard, but I think he has a little bit. He's definitely very focused on it now because he knows that they're losing, and they're probably not going to win unless they do some rat stuff. Oh, great.
We have a sheep. Iceberg still has the concoction going. Can he get
There's
it
the
off?
Redux.
Self-stun. Right clicks from BZZ, and that is intelligence number 46. Good sirs and madams. It was a sheep stick, by the way, as we saw a couple initiations here from BZZ, and my goodness. So much damage. Dodoy is completely out of mana. Doesn't really care.
It's mana leak,
Like, I'm
man.
just gonna beat your tower.
It's 2 dead heroes. I don't even think he could die to Witch Doctor, Cuddle, Night Stalker. Maybe they could mana drain, my guess, and no more Warcry. That would help.
Witch Doctor, he is about 1,000 away from finishing BKB. Don't know if that's gonna be in time. And even
you-
then, you have to wait for silence and then BKB, and then I don't know. It's so awkward playing at silencer as Witch Doctor.
Yeah. The Darkseer is doing a really nice job here. He's Lotus Orbing the Sven whenever the Mana Leak comes out. It does remove it.
Oh,
It sends the
yeah.
cast back.
Lotus Orb for the
Wait,
win.
recast?
The Coconut FTW
Oh,
as there's the
there you go.
initiation, and Keeper gets destroyed. Here we have the vacuum wall into a black hole, adding insult to injury. A global
Ooh.
silence on literally zero
The
heroes.
BM.
Yeah,
The
that is
BM
BM.
Global.
And Bristleback pops the
Okay, good
BKB,
BKB.
dodges the Stormhammer nicely, and we have the buyback from Alchemist. Going for the concoction. It's going to be only on one,
The goo's everywhere.
and the right clicks commence. Yeah, Goo with that
Manta does
beautiful
nothing.
Ags, but it's gonna be all too little, all too late as GGs are called, and TRN.Rox goes on to the next round as Team Spirit will drop out of Captain's Draft 3.0.
That's rough, man. Loser bracket. Some tough games here, but TRN.Rox just... I just think they got more out of their heroes as a whole. Their team fights were good. They played this game overall better than Spirit did. Spirit did get a lot of gold advantage on the Alchemist, but I just really feel like the Octarine build isn't good, especially against the Sven. It lowers the cooldown on your Manta, and your Manta illusions do nothing in this game because he kills them with Cleave. So just their lineup was very good to center around an Alchemist and by giving them Ags, but they didn't have enough advantage. Their Night Stalker really fell flat. Their Witch Doctor had pretty bad KDA. Their Bristle died too often. Their fights just didn't go well enough. That's what happened, and the Ags didn't really do a whole lot. They were too far behind at that stage.
Blacks, do you have any last words? Thank
Well,
you.
I wanted it to be a best of 3. Oh.
Well, this was a best of 3, actually.
Yay! Thanks for watching.
Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I have a couple of announcements before we go. First and foremost, obviously, there is a chest now in the game called the I hate saying this. It's actually a tongue twister. The Enigmatic Wanderer chest, which 10% of which goes to the prize pool of Captain's Draft. And as far as our next series, it was supposed to be DC versus Stake, but it's been rescheduled to the 25th at 20 CET. And if you're wondering about the schedule in general, our amazing webmaster Buka has put together a nice schedule for everybody to see. We'll tweet this out as well as Facebook it to both Dota Cinema and Moonduck. But if you go to moonduck.tv/CD3, that is the entire schedule as is right now. Of course, things are subject to change, so just stay tuned. We'll be back in a couple days where I will be casting with Purge and Slacks DC versus Stake. I am super hyped for that, man. That's going to be freaking awesome to watch. Not gonna
Except
lie.
I want both to win. What do you do?
I know. I want Synderen to win. I want my team to win. I don't know, bro. It's tough. It's a tough choice, but
So in terms of winning that match, okay, they still have a long ways to go. So winning that match puts them 2 best of 3s away from getting to group stage, basically.
yeah. So right now
really
the
rough.
upper bracket is Mama's Boys versus Complexity. So one of those 2 teams will be in the playoffs. They will go with the rest of the invited teams, and the other one will obviously go to the loser bracket. But the winner of so Team Spirit lost, so Rox moves on. Rox will play the winner of DC versus Stake, and then the winner of that series will play versus whoever loses in the winner bracket. And that's how we find the 2 playoff teams. So,
And again, if you guys don't know what the schedule is like or what the brackets are like, go to moonduck.tv/CD3 and you can see all the same information. It's really nicely formatted.
and shout out to Buka for putting that together for us, as well as the compendium. If you guys haven't checked it out, if you bought the ticket for in-game, it is free. So just check out that bad. But we'll be adding some new stuff. There were some bugs early on, but we'll be updating as time goes on. So just stay tuned, friends. And thanks for watching. And we'll take I was going to say a short break. We're going to take a 2-day break, guys. So stay tuned very shortly. Stay on the stream. Thanks.
Woo!
Thanks for watching, guys.